Yay. Excuse me. All right. So we are beginning now. And hopefully I got all this right. So I can... yeah. Looks like we're doing this right. So I'm doing this on Clubhouse. And hopefully this will be able to work out pretty well. Because if it does, then we can continue doing these. And if it doesn't, then obviously we have problems. So I am doing this on Clubhouse. That way, if you want to directly speak to me, you can go there. I do not have the link at the moment. I am sorry, but that is something I should get. So I will grab that later. But, right, we are live on Clubhouse, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook currently. And we are talking about the Xbox Games Showcase. So we are going to hop right into that. So I have a list here of every game that was revealed and whether they are exclusive or who they are coming to. And yeah, that is what we will be talking about. So we're just going to go down through the order. And we're going to start off with the first one. I wish I had a third screen here because I could really use one. So the first game we got was Redfall. And I didn't really know what too much about Redfall was. I honestly, for a long time, I thought it was related to the Elder Scrolls just because of the Red Guard. So I thought it was something to do with the Red Guard in the Elder Scrolls. And I was very wrong. It's apparently kind of a Left 4 Dead style game, and you will be fighting vampires and cultists. And overall, looking at it, it looks pretty good. I'm not really into those kinds of games. I never really played Left 4 Dead too much, so for me, it wasn't really... yeah, I just never really had friends to play with it. I mean, I have friends, obviously, but yeah, they weren't really playing Left 4 Dead or anything like that, so I didn't really get into it. And we did try Evolve, and that didn't work out too well. And obviously, Evolve didn't last very long. Now it's pretty much gone. So, of those games, I've really only tried Evolve, and it didn't work out. So, yeah. But, looks pretty good otherwise. I mean, if you're the kind of person that's into that, it looks like it'll be fairly fun. And, yeah, so you have, like, I guess, different abilities and stuff like that. So, yeah, not too much to say on Redfall, but from what I've seen in the comments, apparently they're pretty conflicted. Some people are pretty excited, and other people seem to be kind of disappointed. I guess they were expecting something else. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so not too much to say there. All right, if you guys are listening, you can just pop right in and go ahead and just leave a comment or whatever, and we'll talk about it. But otherwise, I'm just going to go through these things because we have a total of 32 games. There were 32 games announced. So I've gone through all of them. And of these 32 games, 13 of them are going to be exclusives to Xbox. 10 of them are going to be released on at least the Xbox and the PS5, or I guess the PlayStation. And one of them is going to be released on Xbox and Switch, but not PlayStation, which is disappointing because that's one of the ones that I'm actually kind of interested in. And then there are 6 that are launch titles on the Xbox, but then will be coming to other consoles later. So basically, of the 32, 13 exclusives, 10 launch exclusives, and then the remaining 12 are, yeah, and then the remaining 12, that's right. No, 11. The remaining 11 will be multi-platform. So, yeah. So, anywho, moving on to Hollow Knight Silksong. That was the second one they showed. And this one is going to be unknown. This one, we know it's going to be on Xbox. We know it's going to be on Switch. And is it coming to PlayStation? Hard to say. So this one is one of the potential launch exclusives. We're not really sure. But it could come to PlayStation. It would make sense. The previous game did come to PlayStation. And this is one of the things that was really, to me, kind of the disappointing thing that we lost E3. Because at E3, you would always get... It would tell you, you know, you would have the Xbox show, but it would still tell you which consoles everything was coming out for. But at this event, you know, or you'd have like the PlayStation show, and at the end it would say like, you know, PlayStation and blah, 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 blah. This one only says, you know, if it's coming, you know, it always says it's coming to Xbox, and then it'll mention if it's coming to PC or not, or it'll mention if it's coming to PC and not Xbox. And it doesn't mention any other platforms. So that makes it really misleading, because a lot of times you're thinking like, oh, okay, this was going to be exclusive, and it's not. Or you think that, oh no, you know, or you think like, oh, okay, this is going to, you know, you wonder, is this going to be coming to other consoles or not? And Hollow Knight Silksong is one of those games that is definitely coming to the Switch, and I would be surprised if it didn't come to the PlayStation. Now, is it going to come to the PlayStation on launch? I don't know. Maybe not. It might be, it might be, why does it say I am muted here? Oh, okay. I've been muted on Clubhouse this whole time. See, this is my second time using it, and I probably did it completely wrong. So, but now I understand how to use it. So I'm gonna have to start over. That's okay. So anyway, we didn't talk too much about Redfall. So anyway, so Hollow Knight Silksong, this game, it does interest me. I haven't actually played the first one. I do have the first one, but I haven't played it yet, and I was thinking about playing it, but then right now I'm doing .hack GU recoded, so that might take me a while, because it's actually 4 games. I thought it was 3, but then there's 4 on the main menu, so I'm kind of like, oh, okay, maybe one's a movie or something. I'm not sure, but that'll probably take me a while. But they are older games. These are games for the PS2, and it definitely shows. So, but that's neither here nor there. So Hollow Knight Silksong, that might be what I pick up after this. We'll see. But I might pick up Hollow Knight after I finish .hack Ryu. Hello.
Morning, buddy.
What's up? How's it going? I'm trying to figure.
Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
I said, how's it going?
Oh no, I was thinking, it's going good. I survived the culling yesterday.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm figuring out how
Yes.
to do this. I think I was muted for the first like few minutes.
Oh
So,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, this some like the UI here is a bit weird.
Yeah, I started off muted. It's really weird. I have to like click the record button on public room to make it work. It's weird. I don't know why.
Let me see if I can share this to our Mag Twitter.
Mm.
How do you do this? But no, this is the problem. Is my Twitter is set to not. Oh, there we go. Middle Age Gaming. Tweet. How about you? How's it going?
Going okay. Just going off on the games. So far, I've gotten through the first 2. I was mentioning that I went through every single game and looked at most of the trailers. Maybe not the entire thing, but most of it. And there are a total of 32 games. And of those 32 games, 13 are exclusive. 10 will be launched on PlayStation. 6 of them are launch exclusives, which will likely come to PlayStation later. And 2, we don't know what's going to go on with those ones. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, why I suggested this as well is I wanted to get your take because you were a bit worried. I remember when we talked about, Xbox exclusivity, Game Pass, Microsoft buying up studios left, right, and center. So,
Yes.
I mean, how do you feel about the exclusives?
The exclusives, pretty fine with. There's only one that's only one complete exclusive that I am disappointed in, and that is Cocoon, and that is because that actually does look like the kind of game that I would enjoy. It's a Annapurna game, and I do enjoy those games. But that one is exclusive to Xbox and Switch, so it's coming to Switch, but it's not coming to PlayStation, which is a bizarre thing to me. Maybe it will come to
That is
PlayStation
very
later, but
strange.
hmm?
I was saying that is very strange.
Yeah. So everything I've found online says that it is, you know, mentions the Xbox and mentions the Switch, but I have seen no mention of it coming to PlayStation. Uh, which, I mean, maybe it will. There's always that possibility. So, but yeah. So that's the only one that I'm kind of disappointed with in terms of exclusives. The other ones, I mean, Starfield, obviously, even though I am kind of critical of it, I would probably definitely get it if it still came to PlayStation. And so that's disappointing, but I'm not. super disappointed. Like for me, like I've said it before, I understand the point of exclusives, but I don't like it when you take a franchise or an IP and then take it away from the fans. And you know, if you give somebody something once, I feel like you should always give it to them. Starfield, I've never had it before. It's a new IP, so I'm not invested in it, you know, emotionally. So yeah, if I don't get that one, fine. But Elder Scrolls 6, if you know that one, I'll definitely be disappointed when it's announced that it's a exclusive. That'll definitely disappoint me. So, but that wasn't announced here.
I mean, for games like Starfield, right? I would think a lot of people are in a boat that I imagine anyway. This just might be in my mind that where they're okay. We're used to Bethesda producing these awesome AAA experiences. I mean, which is why people sort of jump into franchises from established companies because, like, no matter how bleak the world looks or any problematic, sort of uh, game mechanics, anything, people are like, okay, Starfield's from Bethesda. I play Fallout. I play Skyrim. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna do this no matter what.
Yeah, no, I like I'll still. That's the thing is I'm on the fence on it, and it's not because of the exclusivity or anything like that. The reason I'm on the fence is because if it was coming to PlayStation, I would definitely get it. But it's not. So the idea is I can get it on the computer. But my computer's about 5 years old at this point, I think, maybe 3 or 4. So my computer's pretty dated. My graphics card is a 1060, 1070, 1080, 1060. I have a 1060 NVIDIA, was it GTX? And yeah, I'm not sure how well that's going to run the game. So I've seen I've looked up specs for the game, and obviously nobody knows. But some of the specs say like, oh yeah, 1060 will run it, and others say like 1060 will run it on the lowest possible settings. It'll barely run it. So yeah, my computer's a bit dated. And yeah, and I don't know because my computer runs perfectly for everything I need to do. You know, if I need to do streaming, it runs fine. Most of the games that I play, it runs fine. You know, I usually use the PlayStation for newer stuff, and I'll use my computer for older stuff. Um, you know, that's been out for a while and doesn't really, you know, that's how I typically do PC gaming is I'll get a PC and then catch up on all those games that I wasn't playing on PC because I was busy playing on PlayStation. And so yeah, so it's kind of like, oh, would I need to upgrade my computer for Starfield? Probably. Is it worth buying an entirely new computer for Starfield? You know, maybe I'll just wait until I do need to upgrade a computer and then play it years later. That's a possibility. So yeah, I'm kind of on the fence of it right now. So it'll depend. It'll really depend on what kind of specs it requires to run. So yeah.
I mean, but are you a person like who's like my younger brother is very, I would say, uh, fiscally conservative, very similar to you in a sense. Like you spend money on the things you really, really, which are important to you,
Mm,
but you tend to sort of, you know, as you should at our age, save a lot of money. Um,
try.
so like he plays games at a I would say with a very older style graphics card and he seems to be fine. Like for you when you playing games at low resolution, like is it bothering you or you're like, oh my god, I wish this was on my PS5? Like what's your thought
Oh no,
process?
I definitely am like, I wish this was on my PS5. Graphics don't really bother me too much, but that's the funny thing is they haven't traditionally, but now like I just started because I just finished the second run of Horizon Forbidden West, so I just started .hack GU, which is the um not remake, remaster of the .hack was it GU? Yeah, the .hack GU games. And you know, it's upgraded PS2 graphics and it does stand out. You know, just the characters, their faces aren't even animated. You know, you just have this like solid look on their face and there's a voiceover and they're not talking. And it is a little bit bothersome actually going back to doing it just because it does feel really slow and really stiff. But normally I don't really care too much about graphics and I will pick kind of stylized graphics over realistic graphics any day. You know, the Borderlands stuff that's a little more stylized, so it doesn't age as badly. Uh, but yeah, running on the lowest specs, it does kind of still bother me because I feel like I'm missing out on part of the experience because like my draw distance isn't as far, or the loading times are much higher, or it's just the yeah. So I like to play games as they're intended, not on their lowest specs. You know what I mean?
Sure, no, that totally makes sense.
Mm. Yeah. So yeah, I
But
don't mind playing it on low specs, but I would prefer to play it as intended. So that's I think I typically why I play PC games later. Um, and again, it also kind of depends on the game. Like StarCraft, I played on my computer was not great, and so StarCraft I played on the lower specs, and that was kind of okay because all the units are really small anyway, and you're not looking for a high level of detail there. Um, but when I did upgrade that computer and I was able to put it on, I think medium specs or whatever it was kind of. I think some of the things were high, but most of them were medium specs. But then when I was playing it, I was like, oh my god, how was I playing this before? This looks so much better. But yeah, I do enjoy though those videos of. Have you seen? I don't remember who does it, but they do these videos called Potato Mode, and they try to run a game as low on as low a spec as they possibly can. Have you seen that?
no, no, that's incorrect. I have seen those like thumbnails, but I haven't clicked on the videos.
Yeah, they're pretty crazy how they can get the game to quote unquote run, but they just strip it of everything, and sometimes they end up having to kind of mod the game too. They're like, I'm just gonna rip out all the textures, and it's like I don't think that's how it was intended to work, but it's kind of funny to watch what they can do. And I mean, I think the whole thing is
Oh yeah,
supposed to be
yeah,
a joke,
definitely.
but
I think I've
but
seen
yeah.
like a bare bones Skyrim, and it was pretty laughable.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Um, but yeah, the point is that they run. So, but yeah, like I played Skyrim on the PS3, and I never got it on PC. And I know you're supposed to get those games on PC because of the mods, but it's one of those things where Todd Howard says we're going to keep selling Skyrim as long as people keep buying it. And now I'm like, maybe now I should get Skyrim for the PC because my current PC should be able to run Skyrim, an 11-year-old game, pretty well. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So I'm like, maybe I should pick up Skyrim on PC now and finally check out those mods. But the backlog is beckoning. So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's the same. I had the same thought about Skyrim for the Switch because it has the gyroscopic controls,
Hmm.
and you do the arrow movement for when you want to launch arrows, and I'm like that would be pretty fun. But like as you and I often drum on and about, right? The backlog is so huge, and now that I'm like a seem to be in the last 2 months a permanent Switch gamer. Uh, I'm like not buying anything on PC anymore. I'm just pretty much buying stuff on Switch whenever I get a chance.
Yeah. Some of that gimmicky stuff too doesn't. I don't know. Like I've tried it and it didn't really click for me. For example, Okami. I played Okami on PS2 and absolutely loved it. And then when it came out on PS3, normally if I'm gonna get a game, I'm gonna wait at least 2 generations. So normally I would, so it came out on the PS4 again. That's why like The Last of Us when it came out on PS4, I was like, it just came out on PS3, and now you're redoing it on PS4, and now they're gonna redo it on PS5. 2 generations I can get. That's like 12 years later. Okay, fine. But yeah, re-releasing a game every generation to me is just asinine. But the Okami, when it came out on PS3, it had move controls. And so you could do the painting like in the air with your hand and all that. And so that's why I picked it up, because I was like, oh, okay, this is going to add a whole new element to the game. It's going to be totally new, and I'm going to be able to like do the painting in the air, and this is going to be so much fun. And I did that for all of maybe 20 minutes, and then I was like, no, I'm just going to go back to the controller. And so yeah, that gimmicky stuff, I don't know, like it appeals to me for a while, but then I'm like, I'm just going to go back and play it the traditional way. So
I feel the same way as well. Like, when I say I talk a big game about, Skyrim and I need the move control, I just like a lot of that stuff just takes too much time. It's the same with VR. Like, I remember when Samsung's Go VR came out, you plugged your phone into the headset. I'm like, cool, this is sweet. Um, but it's I guess with a lot of traditional VR, or a lot of criticism I've heard about VR as well is that it's just there's no killer application that says, oh my God, I'm not going to use my PC, I'm not going to use my iPad, I'm not going to use my Switch, I'm going to do VR today. And it's very hard, I would imagine, with new platforms to compete for our age groups um, backlog, who, if most of us, like you and I, have been playing games since we were tiny tots.
Yeah.
So it's how do you create something that so incentivizes you to not use like your infinite library of choices and to just use that thing, unless it's like it has to be this amazing immersive experience that I don't think the technology is there just yet.
No, you're gonna need those like the chess piece and stuff that gives you haptic feedback on your body and whatnot. But Eric said he has that treadmill thing, right? So that'll be cool.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure
I've
that
seen that on
helps.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I can't wait for him to stream.
Yeah. I don't know how much that cost. That guy must have some good money.
No, no, no. It actually wasn't that expensive. It was about $600
Oh, okay, that's actually not that bad. I mean, that's
because
expensive, but that's not expensive for what you got. So yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. I mean, like it is a lot of money, but in for what you're getting, the software, the integration with the headset and stuff is it's actually not bad.
Yeah. It's expensive, but it's not as expensive as I would have expected. I would have expected it to be way more. 600 is not that bad. I mean, that's the same if you're buying an Xbox and a PS5, and you've already spent over $600. And I know a lot of people apparently do have two consoles. So, but apparently, from what I've seen online, most people recommend if you're gonna go that route, get the PS5 and get the Xbox S series. Don't get the X and the PS5. That's redundant. So, but
Yes.
yeah. So, and then yeah, cloud gaming and all that. That's one of the things that was announced. I guess I'm gonna go out of order then. Was the where is it listed? I have it here somewhere. The announcement by Kojima. I guess I didn't place it on. Oh, there it is. So the Hideo Kojima announcement, he basically said nothing. They said we're because they had just shown the no, this was when they first Phil first said it. He said Xbox has been saying they want more Japanese support, and so they've been reaching out to the Japanese. And so then they talked about this partnership with Hideo Kojima, and then Hideo Kojima came out and said, I am making a game with Xbox Cloud, and I've been wanting to make this game for a while, and now I can. And that's it. And that's all he said. And so is this game exclusive? This is one of those maybes. We're not really sure. It might be exclusive. I would assume so. But I do know that, what was it, the PlayStation Now runs on Azure, right? So seeing as PlayStation Now is running on the Microsoft cloud system, if Hideo Kojima makes a game that runs off the cloud, their cloud, does it have to be exclusive? Not necessarily, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be exclusive or if this is going to be multi-platform. And then I don't know if this is going to be Overdose or if this is going to be something entirely different. We don't know. We do know that Hideo Kojima is working with Sony still. Obviously, Death Stranding 2 is coming out. And he was working on some kind of horror game. And so that was assumed to be a PlayStation thing, but now it might be the Xbox thing. We're not sure. Although I don't know why you would need cloud computing for a horror game. I'm sure he would have a perfectly good answer for it. But I know that the other game that uses cloud computing, the big one, and there was an announcement for this one too, is Sea of Thieves. And the Sea of Thieves uses cloud computing for weather to keep it consistent
Okay.
between all players. So the weather is not calculated or all that on your personal computer. It's all done on the cloud, and then the weather is sent to your computer or to your Xbox. So yeah, I don't know what he's going to do with a horror game with cloud computing, because it seems like if you're going to do that, it has to be online all the time, and unless it's multiplayer, I'm not sure what kind of horror game would need to be online all the time. That seems like it would be a strange choice to me. I don't know. You have any comments on
I
that?
agree.
Yeah. So
Oh
yeah,
no, no. I mean, it's um like for my thoughts on that would be, I mean, cloud computing is like the biggest business for Amazon. I remember like Microsoft's most recent results as well. Google's. It's those three big companies. Cloud computing is like it's an increasing source of revenue, and it makes sense. In the gaming sense, is that uh, you reduce strain. Like I believe the Xbox Series S and the Switch already has some cloud computing functions in some games. The Xbox Series S more so as well. Um, so it's, I mean, that is supposed to be the future, right? Is that where you have like a USB stick, and I think Xbox was, this was like an April Fool's Day, but it was kind of a hint at like the future, where the future Xbox, whatever it is just going to be a USB stick you plug into your 65-inch or 80-inch or 100-inch TV,
yeah,
and everything is done in the cloud.
yeah. It's all streaming basically. Uh, and it's kind of funny for me to see how much has changed in, I don't know how long has it been? Uh, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. Because when the Xbox One came out, then the Microsoft wanted to do the always online, uh, that thing, and people just were completely against it. They're just completely against it. No, this is bad. We don't want this. Cloud gaming is that you have to be online all the time, and if you don't have, if you're relying on cloud computing, you can't play those games offline. So it's exactly what they were saying a few years ago, but now they're making it, they just rebranded. I mean, it's changed a little bit, obviously, because you're saving yourself some stuff, but it's the exact same thing people were against years ago, and now people are, yeah, this is great. So it's kind of funny how people change. I'm still I'm kind of on the fence. I think some games will benefit a lot from it. I think a game like Sea of Thieves benefits a lot. That game is designed to be online all the time. You're supposed to play with friends. It's basically an MMO in a way. So for an MMO style game, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I think that's great. But for like if you wanted to do like a Resident Evil that way, I'm not so on board with that, because that means if I don't have my internet, I can't play anything. You know, uh, I like playing my MMOs. I love Final Fantasy 14, but if the internet's down, I can still play something else. You know, and that's happened before where
Right.
my internet's not consistent. So it's happened before where I don't have access to the internet. That's okay. I can switch over to Desperados 3 or Horizon Forbidden West or Death Stranding or any of these games, because they're all offline. It's fine. But when, as we move into cloud gaming, that's not going to be an option anymore. It's like, oh, your internet's wonky. Sorry, you're out of luck. Can't play anything. So
Oh,
I think.
but
Hmm?
go ahead.
I just said I think that there's a place for it, but I don't think it should go in the direction that everything goes in that direction. I think there should be a separation of, these are the cloud games and these are the not cloud games.
I mean, I think because the world is moving in that direction with constant online activity, and like in first world countries, right? Maybe I would say all first world countries, but most countries you have like guaranteed internet coverage pretty much everywhere, be it 5G or 4G, right? You're always on. And in Taiwan, right, we have, Zidaba, Wanglu, right? Unlimited internet. So it's if in your situation, right, you could switch, like people have the power in Taiwan to switch to guaranteed affordable internet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at the issues we were having before, until so now I'm using a VPN, and that's the only way I can keep a stable connection, right? I mean, otherwise my internet's not working too well, you know.
Sure,
So
sure, sure. I mean, but like when you were, as you were saying before, right, like when you were playing online games and you were streaming and stuff, when you're playing online games, you were fine, right? It was just when you were streaming which was causing issues. So you
yeah,
could,
yeah,
with
no, like, yeah,
your
online games, that was fine.
lackluster internet, you were fine.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, but there have been cases where, because this is an old house, and when anytime they do construction,
Yeah,
the
I
internet's just in and
remember.
out. Um, so Yeah, I mean the internet's not always consistent, and I live in a major city, so you know if we were living out in like Taidong or something like that, and a typhoon comes through and it knocks out you know power or something like that, you know they'll get power back, but internet might be out for a while. Uh, so and being in Taiwan, there are entities that may not want us to communicate with the outside world. Just saying.
Also, very good points.
Um, so yeah, so I think having I I I think having access to the internet is great. Uh, but I don't think it should be mandatory or required to be able to do things. Basically, you know that's kind of my thinking. You know I think we should be. I think there's a value in being able to go off the grid from time to time. So just saying.
I agree.
Yeah, so I definitely think that. So that's why, if with me with the Kojima thing, I am very interested because I really want to see what he does with it because he's a creative guy. He's got some good ideas, and I think if he does something with the cloud, it's going to be something that you couldn't do off the cloud. You know, because he said like this is a game I've been wanting to make for a long time and something like that. So I really hope that this is the kind of thing that only works with the cloud and does not work offline. So we'll see what that is. I don't know what that is. Maybe I mean if it is overdose and it is a horror game, maybe there's I don't know, maybe whatever you're trying to run from, or maybe the environment is maybe it'll be like a was that game Phantasmagoria or something like that?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's something like that, you know, and I can understand cloud gaming for that because it's meant to be online, right? You're supposed to play with other people online. So if you're already online, great. I'm just saying, if you don't need to be online, I don't think you should make it that you do need to be online. It just seems like extra steps to me. But, but yeah,
I have got to drop. Uh, I just wanted to see how it was going. It's a shame that no one else is here yet.
no one else is here, and nobody's in the chat either because I'm streaming on the stream as well. So I'm on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook
That's
and
cool. I know. I saw that on YouTube. I'm like, that's surprising. It might just be because the Fed raised interest rates another 0.75% yesterday.
okay.
So there's going to be a lot of knock-on effects. More job losses. 'Cause, like a whole
Uh,
bunch of U.S. companies and stuff have like let go people related to housing and stuff. And
ah,
so, when the Fed raises the rates, it's going to happen here um, sometime soon as well, especially here because of inflation. So it's going to be that whole global recession is coming far sooner than we think.
and that's another thing is when you get a recession like this, right? You know, people if they're losing their jobs and stuff, maybe they can't pay for internet every month, but if you already have a game downloaded, you can play that in perpetuity offline. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's totally true. I mean, I would argue that, like in Taiwan, right, we see people, no matter like the how low level your job is, or you're working for a minimum wage, right? Like what how much would that be in US dollars? Like $5 an hour, right? $5 an hour at the T store. You'll still be sporting like an iPhone 14 or iPhone
Oh
13.
yeah,
Um,
they're super
yeah, yeah.
cheap.
So I think internet is one of the last things people will cut, no matter where you live. Like you could be freaking
True,
middle Central Africa where people are poor.
but they
And
might
I
get
think
one
a
of the
lot,
lower packages.
for
You know,
sure, for sure, for sure.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yep. All right. Well, good luck with whatever you're going to be doing.
I am just doing, I'm just sort of organizing work stuff. Have a meeting with the CEO later today, and he wants to restructure my role. So I'll be doing something totally new, probably starting next week.
Oh no, are you excited or nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. I mean, it's always, I mean, we're at an age where we're pretty flexible in what we do, so it's fine.
All right. Well, have fun with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll send you a few things online as well
Sure.
later. Cool. You take it easy, man, and good job. I mean, it's really interesting as well. So,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
really
I think
like
the
it.
worst comes to worst, is we can turn this into another podcast.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That definitely
cool, man.
works.
Then I'll talk to you later.
All right. Okay.
Later.
Later. All right. So we've lost Korean. So sad. But anybody else who wants to pop in, just join our clubhouse. Obviously, I really need to show you a link. Let me come up here. How do I find a link to this? Oh, here we go. Share. Room link copied in clipboard. I'm going to post this online real quick. So if you guys want to come online and chat with me, then come here. Let me just add this source right now. Text. I'm going to call this room link. And paste. Oh, that's huge. But, I should change. No, I don't want background color. There is a way to outline way, isn't there? Or is a read from file, vertical, no, color, select color. Ah, outline. Here we go. And the outline color, I'm going to make it black. There we go. And make this a 3. Okay, now let's make this smaller. Oh no, this is going to be like a really long link, isn't it? Oh man. Oh, too small there. Hang on, I'm adjusting this. And wow, I'm not even halfway through yet. Oh my god, this link is so huge. Oh dear lord. Oh god. How long is this thing? Okay, let's go. And pop right here. All right. We're trying something new today. So I am adding this. We can have live chat now, so people can actually join us and chat in person. Now I'm gonna put this. Where am I gonna put this? I'm gonna put this right. I'll just put it right there. Cool. All right. And let me, you know what? I should probably do this. Let's say I should probably put a background on it. Select color, black. Oh wait, opacity all the way up. Good. Now I don't need the outline. There we go. Okay. So where does it go? My lion. Oh, hang on. That didn't work where I wanted it to. Ah. Up, up, up. There we go. Close enough. There we go. My lion? What do you mean my lion? Oh, the one behind me. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's, my wife painted that. Yeah. Yeah, she painted that, I don't remember where. Yeah, 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 behind me. Yeah, my wife painted that lion. She went to, she goes to, or she bought it. You can buy it at a, you can buy them at, what do you call it? Like, just any kind of store, I think, really. And then, yeah, it's a paint by numbers kind of thing. So, why is this thing so long? Oh my god, this is embarrassingly long. All right, well, I'm going to figure out a way to do these shorter things later. All right, so if you want to come in and do live chat, you can join at www.clubhouse.com, room MJOEWOVB !UTM _medium =CH _room _TR, and Percent UTM underscore campaign equals 2NZTCFFCCDZRNWWMBNVODQ dash 23862. All right, so that's a long name. All right, so we are talking about the Xbox reveals. We've talked a little bit about Hollow Knight Silksong and Redfall. We talked about the Hideo Kojima thing. What do you mean I can put on chat? Put what on chat? Oh, yes, I can. You're right. That's a good call. I can absolutely do that. Why didn't I think of that? That's a good call. All right, let's just pop this in here. Pop. There's that long link. Isn't that lovely? Oh, wait. Why is that? This should be... Oh, okay. There's the chat. Yeah, so people can pop in and they can actually chat online. Everyone can hear your voice. Oh. If you have Clubhouse. I don't know. You might have to download Clubhouse. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah. And then eventually I'm going to be able to put this on Discord as well. So I might have to try next time. If Clubhouse isn't working out, I might have to just do it on Discord so I can have people just jump in and out on Discord chat. Or just make it so people can jump in and out of Discord chat and Clubhouse chat. But that would be some pretty crazy managing. But actually, you know what? That wouldn't be pretty crazy managing. That would be pretty simple to do. Huh. It would just be a matter of muting. But anyway, back to the games. So we talked about Silksong. That was interesting. High on Life. This one didn't really appeal to me. It did look like Stranger's Wrath, which was very interesting. I did enjoy Stranger's Wrath. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just the humor wasn't really for me. It just, I don't know. It seemed kind of a little bit too goofy. I'm sure people will enjoy it. But yeah, this one just didn't really appeal to me. But it is a console launch exclusive, so it will likely come to the PlayStation later, but we don't know. But yeah, so that was the thing, is it's really vague what they were doing throughout the entire show, because they're saying like console launch exclusive, or they would say world premiere, and it's, what does that mean, console launch exclusive? Does that mean that, I'm assuming that means that that was the weird thing, is it said like sometimes console launch exclusive would mean that it is coming to other consoles later. It's just coming to Xbox first. And other times console launch exclusive means that it's already out on PC, but it's going to come to consoles. Yeah, so yeah, it's just really vague. So High on Life, it's first-person shooter. It's made by the people who do Rick and Morty. And yeah, you basically get this little alien thing, and the alien is a gun, and the alien poops out bullets, I guess, or some of the aliens just launch their babies at things. One of the aliens has a knife in his head. So all of the aliens are weapons, and they talk. And so, yeah, it was kind of a goofy little thing. It didn't look overly complex. It looked like basically it was just kind of a pretty generic shooter with just kind of a gimmick. And so for me, that was kind of like, eh. So I wasn't super sold on that one. It might be good. It really depends on how gameplay goes. But it didn't look as good as, like, say, something like Doom. If it had been Doom, I would have been way more interested than this. So that's just me. One of the other things that's really cool, and I was really confused by this. So Riot Games is launching on Xbox Live, which is really cool, or on the thing. So I was really kind of cool with the whole thing. I was like, oh no, League of Legends coming to consoles. That's awesome. I'm so excited. But it looked like it was going to be exclusive, which was very disappointing to me. And then I was like, no, I would love to play League of Legends on my console. I feel like it would play very well on console, I feel like. So I was super excited about that. And then on Xbox Game Pass, you unlock every champion. And I'm like, that's insane. That's hundreds of dollars. Literally. That's an amazing value right there, is having access to every champion. Because it was quite a bit of work to unlock just the ones you wanted, let alone every single one. So that's really cool. I think that's probably one of the coolest things they have. But unfortunately, it is not coming to consoles. It is only on PC, and that took me a while to realize. Now that is my fault. That is not misleading on their part, because if you watch the video right at the end, it does say, PC, PC, PC. So that was me not paying attention. That was not a vagueness on their part. That was not their issue. That was my issue. So unfortunately, it looks like we are not getting League of Legends on consoles, which is a shame, because that was a very fun game. The only reason we stopped was because I have a friend, and he was the one that kind of got me into it, because we used to play a lot of World of Warcraft. And when I moved to Taiwan, I couldn't easily get access to my World of Warcraft account. I didn't have a credit card, and you couldn't buy the prepaid cards for a US account in Taiwan. So there was no way for me to pay for my account. And so I just couldn't play World of Warcraft for years. And then so we wanted to play something together, though. So we started playing League of Legends because his brother was into it. But his brother had some anxiety issues. And League of Legends, their community is not the most friendly. And so he was actually... his doctor actually told him, like, what, this is getting to you. The stress is... No, that game is not good for you. Don't play that game anymore. So he stopped playing it, and then when he stopped playing it, we wanted to play something with him, so we moved on as well. So it is unfortunate that that we did stop playing. It was a lot of fun, but I completely understand. That game is... And that's one of the few games, too, that really got me riled. So I completely understand. I mean, I was... I had played games online, but basically the games that I'd always played online were games like World of Warcraft, StarCraft, that sort of thing. And, when... and I guess I was soft-skinned because I was not expecting that level of toxicity. And I remember one time, and I just, I was playing the game, and... I was just kind of playing for fun. I wasn't playing ranked or anything like that. I was just playing for fun. And I wasn't doing so well. Obviously, playing here in Taiwan, my ping was always up at like at least 200, often higher, maybe 400 at times. And so, it wasn't the best. And especially if I was playing the ADC, getting those last shots on minions, that was just really hard, because a lot of times I would say attack, and then the ping would take too long, and it just wasn't very good on the timing because of the ping. And one time I got somebody, and they were like, "Dude, you suck at this game. Install the you should uninstall and never play again." And and I got kind of upset, because I was like, "Why would somebody tell me to uninstall a game? Like, like how bad do you have to be where the person's like, you don't deserve to play this game?" So I was really mad. That was the first time I'd seen such toxicity. And I mean, now looking back, it's like, that's not a big deal. Who cares what that guy said? But, for me, who had never seen any kind of toxicity online, I'd always, every time I'd been online, it was always friendly interactions. So that's kind of shocking to me. And that was on League of Legends. So League of Legends was the first game that introduced me to the trolling nature of the internet, because I had not been trolled before. So so we haven't played that one in a long time, which is a shame, but because it was fun. And it's a shame about the community, but I think that's because it's a free game. But yeah, so if you get the Xbox Game Pass, if you get Game Pass, you get access to every character. You get access to all of their games, and you get access to, I think, maybe every character. You also get access to all the characters in Wild Rift. You get access to probably every character in Valorant. Basically, you get everything. So you just subscribe for Game Pass, and you get everything in the game, which is pretty cool. So it's a nice value. All right, moving on. Let's talk about, because I was only planning to do this for an hour, but I can go a little bit longer. I've already done it for 50 minutes. We got 10 minutes before we hit our goal, and then after that, we can continue for forever. So we're also talking about Plague Tale. Plague Tale was another one that I was really excited about. I played the first one when it came free to PS Plus, and that game was very good. So I am super excited that Plague Tale is coming out, and Plague Tale is going to be multi-platform. It is coming to PS5 and probably PS4 as well. So I am super excited about Plague Tale. That made me super happy, that announcement. So, I mean, again, when I was watching the Xbox Live announcement, then it made me nervous because it wasn't clear whether games were coming out on PlayStation or not. And I don't have an Xbox. But, you know, after doing some research, I was very happy to see this. So Plague Tale, yeah, good. Forza Motorsport and Flight Simulator. So I'm not a big racing game fan. The last racing game I really played was Rage Racer on the original PlayStation, which is like, what, 1995 or something like that? So I haven't played a racing game in over 25 years. I mean, I've probably played a racing game in that time, but I haven't bought one and played consistently in 25 years. And I really enjoyed Rage Racer, though. I thought that was a great game. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I should get into Ridge Racer, but I'm not that big into racing games. Similar with sports games, when I was playing on the Sega Genesis as a kid, you know, we played Madden, we played MLB, we played one of the basketball games. But yeah, as I grew older, I'm like, I don't really like sport. I'm not into sports games. I don't know, not my thing. And racing games, I'm not into either. But Forza Motorsport is coming out, and this is what kind of confuses me, because we have Forza Motorsport coming out, and Forza Horizons Hot Wheels is a DLC coming out. So is Motorsport and Horizon, are those two different games? I'm kind of confused. So if somebody wants to come in and tell me what the difference is between Motorsport and Horizon, I'd be glad to know it. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what the difference is, because didn't Horizons just come out? So I don't know. But yeah, so. But anyway, I'm not into it. But if you are a racing fan, that is definitely good news, because I know that Forza, and Gran Turismo are the two big ones. So anytime you guys get a Forza game or Gran Turismo game, that's a win. So good on you guys for that. And that is going to be exclusive, obviously. Also, the Flight Simulator is going to be out, which is also going to be exclusive. But what was cool was that they are going to give you what was it called, a Pelican from Halo. So you get to fly around in a Halo ship, which is cool. I don't know how that's going to. I've never played Flight Simulator, so I don't know how all it works. I'm assuming that all the planes control differently to kind of suit their what do you call it? Their you know, whatever they are, their sizes and weights and controls and all that. So the fact that you get to control a Halo ship is actually really cool. And I'm pretty sure it can hover. So I'm not sure how that's going to come into play, but it'll be really interesting to see that. And that's a cool little, fun little thing. So yeah, that's cool. I actually have a flight stick back here behind me, and it's a really nice one. It's old, but it's really nice. It's got tons of features on it, because my wife, she did some pilot training, actually, and so she got it to do the pilot training. But so I have a really nice flight stick, really nice. It's a Logitech. So I suppose at some point I could pick up Flight Simulator on the PC, but maybe I want a better PC. Overwatch 2. I don't play Overwatch, but it's super popular. I don't know. When Overwatch came out, there were two games that were coming out around the same time, and those two games were Overwatch, and the other one was sorry, what was that? I haven't. R6, Rainbow Six? No, it wasn't Rainbow Six. It was the other game was, what do you call it? Battleborn. And I played Battleborn, and I loved it. It was so much fun. And I was like, this game is great. I love this. And so I really wanted to play that game. My friends and I, we played the beta together. We had a lot of fun. We were like, we're totally going to buy this game. We're going to play together. It's going to be great. And so I totally bought the game. And, well, actually, the thing was, is because it was coming out, and Overwatch was coming out at the same time. And then with Overwatch, so they both had betas. So we were gonna like, okay, we're gonna play the Bloodborne, Battleborn beta, and then we're gonna play the Overwatch beta. And we played the Overwatch beta, and I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not really into it. I didn't like the feel of it because I guess Overwatch is more of a, what do you call it, a hero shooter, whereas Battleborn was more of a first-person MOBA. So, you know, like League of Legends or that sort of thing, you know, where you're leveling up, and as you play, you get experience and you can level up, and but it actually had like level trees, so you could, as you played through it, you know, you could go in different directions, you know, so if you want your character to do maybe more AoE damage or more, or if you want them to do more like, you know, I guess precise damage, if you want your character to, you know, maybe have some healing or something like that. So it was really cool. It was a first person MOBA. I loved it. It was so much fun. And then I played Overwatch, and I was kind of like, I'm not really into this one. You know, it's just a shooter, but people have abilities. Not as interesting to me. So my friends and I, we were like, okay, we're gonna get this game. I went out. I bought Battleborn. My friends didn't. Nobody else did, and it died. So money wasted. So yeah, so that game died. You can't even play it anymore, even if you want to. You can't even play it. It's totally dead. It's totally gone. It has ceased to exist in the world. So I own a game that exists in no meaningful way, other than a hole in my wallet from years ago. So yeah. So because of that, I'm a little biased against Overwatch. So I'm not excited about it, but I know a lot of people are. So good for them. Good for them. Moving on. Ara, History Untold. I'm not really sure what this game is. It's a turn-based historical grand strategy game. I don't know. Is it supposed to be kind of like a Civ thing? I wasn't really sure just by watching it what it was supposed to really be. So because of that, I'm not really invested in it. So I didn't really do too much research, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, if you're into that, sure. Okay, looks fine. Elder Scrolls Online, High Isle. Now, I have played Elder Scrolls Online, and we played... This was one of the games that we went to after playing League of Legends, or after we stopped playing League of Legends, and it was a lot of fun. It was a really good game. It was really solid. There were some issues with it. I was playing as mostly an archer class, and it seemed like I was kind of the AoE guy. So it wasn't as good as Skyrim, obviously. But that said, when we played, the first expansion hadn't come out yet. So we played vanilla, and it's obviously had many expansions since then. So I have no idea what the quality of the game is like now and what has changed. So I don't know. Sometimes I'm kind of like, maybe I should go back, because it is free in the terms of that you don't need a subscription. So I could at any time just pop back in and see what's going on. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe some point I will. But it is an MMO, and those are best played with friends. So I will not be going back until I have somebody to play with. So we'll see about that. Fallout 76, The Pit. Again, I have Fallout 76. My friends and I bought it when vanilla came out and played it like twice, and then never played it again. Which was a shame. We had intended to. We just, you know, got busy doing other things, playing other games. I think what happened was usually there's me and two of my other friends from way back when. One guy I've known since 4th grade, and the other guy I've known since probably I've known him since probably around 3rd or 4th grade, but we probably didn't start hanging out until maybe like 7th or 8th grade. But I mean, these guys go way back, elementary school. You know, I've known these guys since elementary school, and we play every week. In fact, we're going to play today. So every Thursday here in Taiwan, it's Wednesday night for them. We get together and we play games. Currently, we are playing Apex. That's what we're doing. We are not very good at it, but it's okay because we just play it to hang out and have fun. So, but anyway, we were going to get Fallout 76. One of my friends did. His brother did. The other guy did not. And so, you know, I think the other guy was later on like, oh, hey, we should play this other game. And we were like, fine. So we ended up playing, I don't remember what we ended up playing, but it wasn't Fallout 76. So, but it was okay. A lot of people gave it a lot of crap, but I didn't have any issues with it, really. Some of the things were people complaining like, "Oh, the sun rays are coming through the ground." It's like, yeah, it's coming through a hill, but I mean, I don't know. For me, I'm not as picky on that, so it wasn't a big deal for me. So maybe I'll get back into Fallout 76: The Pit at some point. And it's worth noting that the games that I've just mentioned, Overwatch, Elder Scrolls, and Fallout, all will be coming to PlayStation. So, that's cool. Arc 2, never played Arc 1. It always kind of interested me, but again, it's that MMO thing where I'm like, I don't think I would play this game alone. I think I'd want to play with friends. So I never got into it, but this is a console launch exclusive, so I'm assuming that means that it's coming to Xbox first and then coming to PlayStation later. That's what I think it means, because the first one did come to PlayStation, so I'd assume the second one does. But also too, I think the original Arc came to PlayStation later. It wasn't originally on PlayStation. It came later, so it might be a similar issue here. So we'll see how that goes. If I had somebody who wanted to test it out and we could play together, I would totally be excited about this. But otherwise, as it is, me alone, not really alone. Not really excited about it. Scorn was the next game they showed. Scorn, I am not interested in. It looks a lot like Agony, but is it H.G. Geiger? Is that his name? H.G. But the Geiger guy. It's definitely his aesthetic, and that's cool, but I feel like that would get really bland really fast because everything they've shown kind of has the same color palette, kind of has the same design, and that's cool, but it's I feel like that works in moderation, not in everything. You know what I mean? In the sense that, like, because he did the design for the xenomorphs and aliens, but you don't see the aliens that much, which makes them all the more terrifying when you do. And also, it's them juxtaposed against a industrial setting, so they stand out, they pop, they're horrifying. And the second one, they go into the nest, and the whole nest looks like that, but they don't spend the entire game in the nest, right? So it's this alien, horrifying thing. And I feel like with Scorn, they're gonna have to change it up, because I think that was one of the things with Agony where people were like, okay, it's cool, but it gets old, and we want some more variety, and it's all just kind of like, after a while you kind of become numb to it. It's not bizarre anymore. So so I was never really all that sold on Scorn. So, but I know a lot of people are, so good for them. Have fun with that. Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. So this one is coming to Xbox and PlayStation, but I'm not interested in it. I don't know, just it's kind of minimalist in a lot of ways. There's if you look at the video or you look at the things, it looks like it's kind of a, I don't know, kind of a Devil May Cry kind of thing. I mean, you got a gun and you've got was it an axe or a sword? And I'm not really sure. It looked, it kind of reminded me of Outward in the aesthetic, which is kind of saying like it looks a bit dated and looks a bit simplistic. And the gameplay didn't seem to appeal to me all that much. So I know other people are really into it and they really enjoy it and they're really looking forward to it. I'm just personally not. That's perfectly fine. So, not for me. Minecraft Legends. Now, I'm not quite sure what this is. What is this? Some sort of like it's Minecraft, but it's also a hero kind of game. I'm not sure. I've played Minecraft. I love Minecraft. It was really, really fun. I just play on survival mode. I don't do creative mode. I don't know why. If I want to create something, I'm going to spend the time to harvest and do all those fun things. But that's me. So yeah, that's just how I run. CS:GO. They did not mention CS:GO at Game Fest or at the Xbox thing. There was no mention of CS:GO there. So, oh, you're playing CS:GO right now. Oh, fantastic. Well, good. I've never played CS:GO. I hear a lot of good things. I hear a lot of good things about CS:GO, but I have never played CS:GO. I do not have CS:GO. So, yeah. What was it? Counter-Strike, right? Is that what CS stands for? Counter-Strike? think so. Yeah, I've never played CS:GO. I know it's popular here in Taiwan, but never done it myself. So, yeah. But Minecraft I enjoyed. So Minecraft Legends is probably fun. I made a promise to myself when they mentioned the super duper textures pack. Then I was like, okay, when this comes out, I'm gonna get Minecraft because I want that. It looks cool. It's gonna be really, really fun. And then they canceled it, and then I was like, oh, okay, no, I guess I'm not gonna get Minecraft. So I never got it. Yeah. All right, Lightyear Frontier. Now this one was weird. This one just looks like No Man's Sky. I didn't. Yeah, you're an astronaut in a mech running around on a planet harvesting and building a base. So yeah, this one just looked like a No Man's Sky clone. I'm not sure what to think about this. But it is going to be a console launch exclusive. So again, not a game that particularly interests me. Sorry, but whatever. Moving on, we had Gunfire Reborn. This was another shooter game, cell shaded, and they had lots of cutesy little animals killing each other. So I don't usually play those kind of games, so I wasn't really that interested in it. It's just not my style. For people that are into it, I'm sure it'll be interesting. But yeah, I just wasn't super into it. The last case of Benedict Fox was the next game they showed. That's a console launch exclusive, so that's going to come to Xbox first. It's already, but this is where it's weird. So sometimes they would say console launch exclusive, and that means that it's going to launch on Xbox first and then come to other consoles later. That's what it means sometimes. Other times, console launch exclusive could mean like this one, where it's already on PC, but this will be exclusive on console. So it's exclusive on console. So it's launching exclusively on console. So sometimes they use console launch exclusive to say this game is only coming to Xbox. And other times they mean it to say this game is coming to Xbox first. So it's really confusing. So yeah. But anyway, this one, as far as I can tell, is only coming to Xbox, and it's a Metroidvania. So this one looked kind of interesting. You know, I haven't played a Metroidvania in a long time. I'm more interested in Hollow Knight Silk Song than this one. But yeah, this one looks pretty interesting. So, and this brings us to As Dusk Falls. Which one was As Dusk Falls? Oh, As Dusk Falls is the yeah, As Dusk Falls is the one. This was probably the lowest point in the show, actually. Because at this point they bring out a woman to announce it, and she's French, and she comes out on stage, and if you watch the live show, the comments get they go south real fast when that lady comes out on stage. I feel really bad for her. That's really embarrassing, some of the comments that people are making. So this was the low point for me. Also, the game, so she comes out, she announces this game, she's already getting all the sexist comments, and then she reveals the game, and you know, immediately it went to, there were lots of Z's flying across this thing. It's basically like a comic book that you click through, it looks like. I guess you can make some decisions along the way, but it just, I don't know. This one just looked like very simple and very little gameplay. It's just, there's not even animation. It's like a picture of a guy and he's like, and then they have like words at the bottom, and it's just, yeah, no, not for me. Apparently not for a lot of people who are watching the stream as well. But she did say that she felt that games were, or not her, but her company felt that games were about emotional things, and so they wanted to have an emotionally driven game. And also she said that they wanted to have a game that anybody could play, so you know, they didn't have to worry about quick time events and stuff like that. So I mean, that's laudable. So it's definitely a game, and there's definitely an audience for it, but it's just not for me. It's not my kind of thing. I'm not going to be into that. Sorry. The next one was kind of exciting for me. Naraka Blade Point. Now, Naraka Blade Point is a game, I have it on Steam, and I've never played it, and I've wanted to play it, but I just have so many other games that I'm playing that I've never got around to it. So this is coming to consoles, which is super exciting. And then, okay, so like this is the thing. The Last Case of Benedict Fox, they said console launch exclusive. And I looked everywhere, and I can't see any sign of it being on anything but Xbox. So it looks like console launch exclusive means it's only going to be launching. It's going to be exclusive to Xbox on consoles. Naraka Blade Point also said console launch exclusive, but I have found articles that have previously revealed that it is going to be released on PlayStation. So they used console launch exclusive to mean two different things. And yeah, that's really confusing. So I don't know, unless Benedict Fox is coming to PlayStation and it just hasn't been announced yet, or unless Naraka Blade Point is no longer coming to PlayStation, despite the fact that it's already been announced for it. I don't know, but this one I'm kind of excited for, because when I played, it was free that month, and they've had what was it, Hunter Legends Arena, Hunter Arena. Anyway, they had that game. It was free. I played it. I wasn't impressed. It was okay, but I wasn't that impressed. But Naraka Blade Point was a game that was very similar, and I was very much looking forward to it. So I do have it, but I have never played it, and that's only because I've never really found the time to play it, because this is one of those online games that you do have to invest time into, and I just don't have that much time to invest into one game like that, especially while I'm playing Apex. So I have not tried it yet, but it is coming to consoles, and that makes me super excited. So I might even have to double dip, because I'm pretty sure my PlayStation could run it better than my PC anyway. So that one I'm excited for, and I am a little bit nervous because I do want to play that one on PlayStation, and it did say console launch exclusive, so I'm not sure. Pentiment was the next one they showed, which was the it's made by Obsidian, and it's an RPG, but it's all made in like kind of the old medieval art style. So that didn't really appeal to me, but I like the idea. I like the idea of it. I think it's really interesting. So yeah, so we'll see how that goes. This is one of those games where it would really depend on length. If it's not a long game, I'd be like, okay, sure, I'd definitely check it out. But if it was a longer game, I'd be like, a bit too slow for me. I don't know, but it is going to be free, quote unquote, on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, hey, awesome, have fun with that. So this is definitely one of those games where if I did have Game Pass, I'd be like, yeah, I'll totally check it out, because it's right there and I don't have to pay for it, and we'll see how it goes. So this one I think is a win, in the sense that it's coming to Game Pass. So. And then Grounded, which seems like it's going to be exclusive. I think it is exclusive because I think it's made by Xbox Studios. So Grounded is another. This one I am disappointed on. Grounded is something that does look interesting to me. I would actually probably enjoy playing Grounded, and it's not coming to PlayStation. So this is one of my biggest disappointments. This and Cocoon are my biggest disappointments of the show, because these are the two that I would actually play that are not coming to PlayStation. So those two, disappointed. Next up we had Erebon Shadow Legacy. Now this one to me looked like Aragami, so I thought it was an Aragami. I thought it was a sequel to it. It's not. It's a new game that just happens to coincidentally look near identical. So Aragami's fun, so I suppose this will be fun too. So yeah, it's a console launch exclusive. Will I get it? I don't know. I already have Aragami, so, and Aragami 2, I think I have that one too. So, and I haven't played them yet, so definitely not anytime soon, because I already have games that look near identical that I need to play. Diablo 4, I'll be honest, I have not played a Diablo game except for Diablo 3. Diablo 3 was the only Diablo that I played. I did not play Diablo 2 back in the day. I didn't have it. So we did not have internet when I was younger. I don't think we had internet until I was like, I don't think we had a computer until I was like 13. And I don't think we had a computer until I was like 16, 17. So yeah, most of my childhood, I did not have a computer. And most of my childhood, and even more of my childhood, I did not have internet. So, and when we did have internet, it was not used for games. It was basically, yeah, it was not used for games. I think my dad only got it for Napster, and that was it. So yeah, Diablo was not a game that I played when I was younger, and I played Warcraft 2, but I played online. I played offline only, and I never played multiplayer. So yeah, and I played Diablo 3, and apparently that one was not great. But yeah, that's my only taste of Diablo. So I'm not hyped for this. Sorry, I know a lot of people are, but not me personally. So, but I mean, the Necromancer class, that's cool. So yeah, that's cool. So for people who are into Diablo 4, and I might get it, I don't know, because I got Diablo 3 because my friends were super into it, and they're like, let's get Diablo. So if all my friends are like, hey, let's get Diablo, and you know, I'll pick it up. So we'll see how it goes. Sea of Thieves, this is exclusive. It's an update. They're getting an update. You can be a captain now, so you can get your own ship and you can decorate it how you want. So that is really cool. That's really cool. Sea of Thieves is one of those games where I'm like, I'm disappointed that I can't play it, or I suppose I could play it on PC, but that is a game that I'm kind of disappointed I don't have access to on my console. But you know what? I'm happy for people that have it. That's really cool. And it's cool that you can be a captain and decorate your own ship now. So, yeah, no, that's really cool. Sea of Thieves in a lot of ways kind of makes me think of No Man's Sky. And I like No Man's Sky. So, yeah, that's cool. Ravenlock. What was Ravenlock? I don't remember what Ravenlock was. I'm going to have to look that one up again. So while I look up Ravenlock real quick, we can talk about Wolong Fallen Dynasty. So that's the new one by Koei Tecmo, and I guess one of the guys who worked on Bloodborne was there and working on it. So yeah, let's see, Ravenlock. Oh, okay. So yeah, so one of the Bloodborne guys is on it. So I guess this is going to be kind of like a Neo style game, which is cool. I'm not super into the Soulsborne games. I've played Bloodborne. I have Neo. I plan on playing it eventually. I'm going to be playing it, but I was saving it for Halloween because I played Bloodborne last Halloween. So I was like, I'll play Neo next Halloween. So that one's probably going to be coming this October. You'll see me playing that. So Wolong Fallen Dynasty is probably another one of those. It's Chinese mythology. So where as opposed to Neo, which was Japanese mythology. So that's kind of interesting. This one was one of the ones where when it came out, you know, I saw online there was a lot of kind of mocking of PlayStation people. Ha ha ha, we're getting this game. And then it turned around and immediately became apparent that it is going to be multi-platform. So it is also coming to PlayStation. So yeah, bit of schadenfreude there. But yeah, so this one looks kind of interesting. I don't know too much about it because when people were watching it, they're like, "Oh, is this supposed to be Onimusha?" So yeah, we're not quite sure. It looks like it's going to be a Soulsborne style game, but we're not 100% sure. So Ravenlock was it looks like an Alice in Wonderland style game. So I'm not super into this, but if you're the kind of person who likes to play, you know, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, that style of game, then yeah, this looks like it'll be right up your alley. So for people on Xbox who did not have Sackboy: A Big Adventure, but they wanted to play a game like Sackboy: Big Adventure, this is a win because now there is a game similar on both systems. So good job. All right, so that one's I'm not particularly into that personally. But next up, they announced Persona 3 Portable, Persona 4 Golden, and Persona 5 Royal for the Xbox. Now, when it came, they made this announcement, and it was like, oh, hey, you know, finally it's coming to Xbox. All three games. I actually have Persona 4 Golden on my Vita, and I have Persona 5 Royal on my PS4. So I just finished my second run of Horizon Forbidden West, and I was thinking, okay, what I can do is maybe I'll play Persona next. And it was between Persona and .hack GU. And then I saw this announcement, and I was like, oh, you know what? If they're announcing this, I saw the announcement, and then shortly thereafter, they announced, oh yeah, no, it's coming to PlayStation as well. Well, Persona 5 Royal is already on PlayStation. So what do you mean it's coming to PlayStation? So I think what that means is there's going to be a PlayStation 5 version of Persona 5 Royal. So, or an upgrade or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I decided I'm going to play Dot Hat GU first. And then just because I will wait and see when Persona 5 comes out, if it is on PS5. And if it is, if I can get the free upgrade, then I'll just do that. So I'm holding off on playing Persona 5 Royal. I was going to play Persona 5 Royal, but now I'm holding off on it to see if I can get the upgrade. So yeah. So we'll see on that. And then the last one of the show was Starfield. And yeah, this one's a big one. We were talking about Starfield on the show, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get into too much here. But actually, you know what? Korean and I already kind of talked about it with Starfield. We talked about how I would love to get it, but it will really depend on what the specs are, because obviously it's not coming to PlayStation, so I can't play it there. And my computer is about 5 years old, so can it run Starfield? Maybe. And if it can, and it can run it fairly well, I'll pick up Starfield. But if it's gonna be chugging along, I might have to wait on it. So we'll see there how I do with Starfield. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, but then as far as the trailer goes, looks good. Looks like No Man's Sky. You know, as soon as when they so basically, if I'm walking through the trailers, trailer starts off with the landing. Okay, this is pretty cool. You know, he steps off the ship. Okay, pretty cool. The frame rates were low. I will admit, a lot of people were saying that online, complaining about how the frame rates look terrible. So, you know, he steps off the ship, really cool. And then they do the harvest thing. And they harvest the rocks. And I'm like, oh no. That's No Man's Sky. Uh-oh. So then they did that. And then they keep going. They show the combat. Combat's okay, but Bethesda games have never been the best when it comes to combat. So, you know, it looks fine. It looks fine. And, you know, but I'm still on board until they come into the part. They show his hand. He's looking at the watch, you know, and then he walks into the room. And then he starts talking to the first NPC. And as soon as the first NPC shows up, I felt embarrassed for them. I mean, we have just seen games like the Resident Evil remakes. We saw Callisto Protocol. We saw the Redfall thing. You know, the games that we've been seeing recently, their NPCs, you know, they're modern. They're on modern consoles. They're modern level. And then as soon as we saw the NPCs in Starfield, it looked like Oblivion. I mean, the models were better, but the thing is I think what it is that the facial animations, you can tell they put a lot of work into the facial animations. But the body language, there's no body language. So the person's like, you know, they come up to the screen, you know, so, you know, they're walking around, whatever, and then it comes time to talk, and they're like, well, I was walking the other day, but I'm kind of concerned that there might be a presence of aliens somewhere. Yes, I know. That is very concerning to me. I agree. You know, so like, yeah, the body doesn't move at all. The face moves, but the head doesn't move. The body doesn't move. There's no talking with their hands or anything. And so it just looks so stiff, and it's just so dated. It looks exactly like Oblivion with updated graphics. It just looks like a reskin of Oblivion with a very nice reskin, but it looks like a reskin, and that for me was embarrassing. You know, particularly after everything we've seen. So I'm sorry, but the NPCs. Now that said, I'm not a big person on graphics, so, and that's why I said I didn't hate it. I felt embarrassed. I felt embarrassed because I know how people are going to react when they see it. You know. So I'm like, you know, I'm not like, I hate it. It's like, oh, guys, no. Like, I don't care, but I know other people are going to care, and it looks bad. So, but yeah, everything else looks fine. The ships look good. The cities look good. The environments look good, with the exception of, I'm gonna see if I can pull up the video real quick here to show you guys. Let's see. Bethesda showcase. Let's see. Okay. Nope, that's the preview. Okay, here we go. Where is the video? I want to see the video because there was one part of the video that I was watching too, and I was like, "Oh no, guys, no, that's not it." Why am I not seeing any videos? Yeah, it should be. All right, so if you're listening on Clubhouse, obviously you can't see this, but there was one part where they're showing the ship taking off from different planets, and there was one scene that I saw as it passed by, and it was just like, oh my gosh, it looks so bad that I have to show it on the live show. So I'm looking up Bethesda. There we go. This should work. This is on YouTube. Okay. Why do I have to confirm my age for this? I didn't have to confirm my age yesterday. Okay. Fine. Let's do this. Okay. Bethesda showcase. Okay. All right. So, see if I can find it. There's a part. Okay, but yeah, I'll show you the character models too. So, here we go. Go to this screen. Okay, and where is it? Go. One? Nope, not that one. This one. All right, so here we can see. I want to play on TV now. Theater mode, full screen. So we can see right up. Yeah, see, so the head's kind of moving, but the shoulders are kind of, it's just really stiff. Also, where's the first time she? Yeah, there. Let's see, yeah, the face is super animated, but the head is the body's super stiff. That was what I saw there. Even they're walking around, they look fine. It's just when you talk to them, it's really bizarre. Yeah, this guy too. These guys actually got hand motions, but like I don't know, like overly animated there. Here, this right here. This is the exact scene here. Okay, so here, this world looks interesting. Okay, most of the worlds are probably gonna look like that. Where's the ship taking off part? So yeah, here. Look at this planet here. I mean, that is just a lot of nothing, right? You can walk around all there, but there's nothing in a close radius to where you are. So the planet just looks so sparse, right? And then they announced that there's going to be 1,000 planets. Okay. Oh, this is not fitting anyway. That's my fault. Let me fit that. I wasn't even paying attention because I was too busy looking at the thing. All right, so then there's 1,000 planets. Okay, so there's 1,000 planets like this, and yeah, it's just oh god, not excited at all. So yeah, that just looks super sparse, and there are 1,000 planets, and and since then they've announced a couple things. You cannot from when you take off from taking off to space, it's a cutscene. You can't do a full launch, which okay, that's not a huge deal, but that would have been fun. A lot of people are saying like, oh, who cares? In No Man's Sky, it's the most boring thing getting off planet. It's like, okay, but is it more boring than just a short cutscene? So yeah, that's disappointing that they're doing it that way. Also with what was it? You can steal ships. That's cool. But also they announced that there are 4 major cities. So there might be some minor settlements, but there are only 4 major cities. 1,000 planets, 4 major cities. So yeah. So it looks like basically the game is going to take place on maybe 10, and then the other 990 planets are purely for resource gathering. That's it. So just you have 10 planets for the game, and then you have 990 planets for No Man's Sky add-on. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. As far as the bland planets thing, I think they're using, what was it, the Fermi mutation or whatever. They're basically saying that, you know, most of the planets in the universe are kind of boring. They're just rocks. I mean, look at Mars. It's not exciting. Except the fact that it's not Earth. That's its only redeeming value. Venus is pretty much the same. It's just rocks, you know, and Pluto is the same. It's just rocks. So most of the galaxy is going to look that way. But I'm also kind of curious how they're really going to do this, because I was kind of hoping they would just maybe focus on one star system, and then you go between them, because they did say that this is supposed to be NASA punk and not so fantastic. But if there are what do they say, 100 star systems and 1,000 100 star systems and 1,000 planets, how are you going to do that without what do you call it? Not time dilation, but you know, the what do they call it? The twins paradox. You know, how are you going to do that where you go to another planet, turn around, come back, and it's not 50 years later? I don't know how they're going to handle that, and so I'm sure there's a way around it. I mean, you could just say, screw it, we're ignoring it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I hear different planets do have different levels of gravity. That's cool. I hope that's true. So yeah. So like I said, if my computer will run it, I'm excited. I will get it. If my computer cannot run it, I'm still excited, but I'll wait. But it is Bethesda, and they do come out buggy, and they are biting. It's a big bite. So did they bite off more than they can chew? Who knows? So I am going into this one with a healthy dose of skepticism. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm sure I will enjoy it. But I'm sure it will have more than its share of issues. Let's just say that. So I'm not knocking it. I'm not insulting it. I'm not saying, you know, this isn't a fanboy coming out. This is me saying, you know, this is me just saying that I am nervous. I think nervous is the right word. It's not skeptical. Nervous. Nervous is the right word. I want this to be super cool, super fun, and I want it to run on my computer. That right there is not going to run on my computer. I can tell you that right now. My computer is not going to be able to be that good. So unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be able to see that anytime soon. But yeah, so I'm nervous. I'm very nervous about what we're going to get here. So okay, well, that is all that for today. Thank you for coming. And yeah, I hope that we can do more of these in the future. And hope you guys had fun. So I'll catch you all later. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.